to my second video, and this is how to make this gorgeous snowman. And he's really simple but been a real hit with my friends and family at Christmas time. So the things that you're going to need in order to make this are, I'm just using a DK or double knit acrylic based yarn. They're a budget yarn, so you don't need anything too expensive. Scissors, 3 felt balls, they're 2 centimetres, and 2 1 centimetre felt balls. Now you can use buttons, but to make this one I've been using felt, and I needle felt my own embellishments, and I've needle felted a little carrot as well. Now to stick those on, I'm going to be using a textile glue, and of course I'm going to be using my Addi Express. This is the 46 needle. To make the smaller hat and scarf, I will be using my smaller Addi machine at a 22 needle. Okay, so if you enjoy this video, please can I ask you to subscribe, because there's more coming, and to give me a thumbs up and like, and I love to read your comments. Thank you to everybody who's already commented on my last tutorial. It's really encouraging, and obviously it's the first time I've done this, so I'm just really, it's been lovely to read your comments. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get going on making your very own snowman. Hi everybody, so here we are at the Addi, and we're going to be making the body for the snowman, and that will be 80 rows. So first of all you need to cast on. Right the way round to the black needle, put the yarn back through the stitch guider or yarn guider, set to 0, now you're going to need 80 rows for the body, so I'll do that and then I'll come back and show you how to create your snowman. Okay, so you join me on the last row, row 80, and this is for the body. So once you've finished with the last black needle, take your yarn out of the guide. Then you're going to need to cut the yarn so you've got a good working tail. Using my needle, I'm now going to cast off. Okay. Now, when I cast off, I always use the first stitch. I do that first, and I hold on to my other stitches so they don't come off the little pins, because I seem to drop stitches if I don't do that. And just to recap, this is the body and this is 80 rows, and the head is exactly the same but 40 rows. Okay, so that is the 80 rows. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another one at 40 rows, and I'll meet you back here and show you how to construct the gorgeous snowman. Okay, so you join me back again with the 80 rows and the 40 rows. So let's start with the smaller one, the head, and it's the same process for both. So the first thing I'm going to do is to gather one of the sides together, just by pulling the working yarn, making sure they're all twisted round the right way. It's exactly the same as when you're making a hat. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm not going to sew it just yet, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to gather the other side in the same way, making sure I'm happy with that. So you end up with a shape like this, gathered at both sides. I'm now going to take the working yarn of this side, thread my needle, and now I'm going to sew this one closed just to catch it. Oops. And then I'm going to take the needle, push it through the centre and bring it right the way through and through the centre of this one. And then I'm going to turn it in half like this. So what's happened is I've pulled that one through. Now the reason that I do this is because I want it double thickness, and you can see now I've got a good thick wall for the snowman. I tried it doing it singly, but you could see all the padding inside, so double seems to work best. Then once I get through to this side, I'm just going to cut the yarn off a little bit so I've not got so much. The first thing I'm going to do is to tie them together. Just with a simple knot. And then I'm going to thread both of those through my needle and just finish off the top, making sure it's all secure, and then hide those working tails, the working yarn. Making sure I'm happy with everything inside there. I'm just going to close this one together. Like that. And then I'm going to feed those tails through in between the two layers in order to lose them. So just feeding them through the two layers. Like that. I'm cutting off the excess. So you end up with what looks like a little hat, really. Now what we're going to do is we're going to catch all the way along the outside edge and gather it in, and that will make a nice thick ball. We'll put the wadding in as well. And I'm going to go around the outside edge now. making sure it's all even. So I pick up 2 stitches, miss 2, pick up another 2, and I do that all the way around. And I leave a little tail at the end because I'm going to be using it as like a drawstring. Okay, so I've drawn that all the way around, and now I'm going to get some toy stuffing and pad that through. Pop that in, shape it round, and then pull in my drawstring. Now I don't want it too big because I want to be able to fit the hats on. A little bit more. So I'm just now pushing it round into the shape I want, just holding on to the drawstrings at the moment. Just checking the size. Yeah, that's fine. So now what I'm going to do is just tie a knot in the bottom. And then I'm going to use these to sew together that hole. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same process with the body so that I get the larger size ball for the body and the smaller one for the head. And I'll see you back in a moment when I've done that. Okay, so I've made the body and the head now, and what I'm going to do is just simply sew them together like this. I've used double yarn, so I've gone over twice because just to give it a little bit more stability. Okay, so I'm just going to work my way around now, making sure I've got it in the centre where I want it. I'm just picking up stitches from the top and from the bottom and working my way through. Okay, so that's the basics of the snowman done. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go and get all the stuff that I use to embellish him, and you can join me then and I'll show you how to finish off the snowman. Right, so this is the materials that I'm going to use to embellish the snowman. What I've done in a previous video, and you can see that, is I've made the mini scarf and a mini hat. So they are there on a video for you. I made these before that. So I'm also going to use, I've made a needle felt nose. You can buy little noses, but I quite like these because they're very soft, but they still look like the little carrot. And then I've got 2 1 centimetre black felt balls, and I've got the 2 centimetre black felt balls, and you can buy them from a hobby shop or online. Now, to glue them in place, you can sew them, but I'm going to be gluing them. I'm using this textile glue. Okay, right. So first of all, what I like to do is I like to dress my snowman to be able to see the character first. So I'm going to pop the hat on. And the scarf. I do like to make the scarves quite long because I think they look quite cute, all scrunched up like that. Okay, so you can see now the face of the snowman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on the carrot first, and I am quite generous with the glue. And you do have to leave these for quite some time to dry. Okay, so next, I'm just going to trim that off. Next I put on the eyes. Hope you can see this okay. Start to see their little personalities coming out now. Just press those in place. I'm then going to glue on these little buttons. Now you could use buttons, I suppose, but I just really like the idea that these look a bit like the coal. There we go. So you can see that the snowman is now finished. You'll have to leave him, I tend to leave them lying down on their side like this for a good 12 hours or overnight, something like that. And I hope you join me on the mini hat and mini scarf video to make your little hat and scarf for your snowman. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you at the next one.